What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nas, aka Nas Jack. Welcome to my channel. If you like the content on this channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below for videos you want to see me do next. Let's get right into the video. So look, this title right here is wild, bro. We're gonna check this one out. We're gonna get right into this one because I don't know. This one seemed a little crazy, bro. Let me know what y'all think.
Officials say a sexual predator who was in lockup for allegedly attacking multiple women was caught on camera scooting his way across the jailhouse floor to allegedly assault another woman. You gotta see this video, and we're gonna break it down from multiple angles with prison consultant Justin Paperny. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. You gotta hear this.
That's crazy.
Arizona officials say that an inmate at an intake facility was able to sneak past a deputy and try to sexually assault a woman. Yes. To talk about this, I want to bring in prison consultant and friend of the show, Justin Paperny. Justin, good to see you. First, before we even get into the video, and there is a lot to get into, what are inmate intake facilities? First, walk us through that.
Well, when you're taken into custody, there's a whole process. You are going to get naked, or as they say, squat and cough, to make sure you're not smuggling anything in. They'll ask you tons of questions. They'll give you a prison uniform. They'll drug test you. You'll go through a breathalyzer, and after several hours, at times through segregation or sitting in a little hole waiting for them to come back and forth, they'll process you in. And several hours later, there you are, sitting in prison. The intake process can be anywhere from an hour to several hours, depending on how many people they're processing.
Okay, so with that in mind, and that was a great setup to talk about this scenario. So this happened back in April, and the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office just released the video. There are multiple camera angles that show us different views of this alleged sneak attack. So first, a little bit of background here. We have 29-year-old Justin Avery. He was at the intake, transfer, and release facility after he allegedly assaulted 5 different women in public places on the Arizona State University campus.
Bro, this nigga tweaking, bro. Yo, somebody need to whoop his ass, bro. He probably gonna die in there.
Tempe. He was arrested outside of a library because authorities say he didn't have any connection with ASU, but he allegedly used the campus as his hunting grounds. Now, court documents allege that he targeted women at random, mostly in parking garages, groping them. This is according to reports from the victims. One woman says that Avery tried to strangle her, so she ended up kicking him in the groin to get him to stop. Now, Avery appeared before an Arizona judge.
He is a repeat sexual predator, attacking 5 women here. It is just extremely unfortunate that the victims could fight the defendant off to prevent the crimes going to their full extent.
You know what's difficult? You know what's tough? Reading through legal briefs and filings to prepare for Sidebar. It's like I'm back in law school. Being told I look like Dennis Reynolds every single time I check the comments. That wears on you. At this point, I think people think you can easily start a claim at
People then immediately out on bond the next day. So I think it speaks to corrections. Some people should be in the community, some should not. And you could argue there's some culpability with the government allowing him to return to the community. Now, I understand the cost of corrections and that it's very expensive to warehouse people in prison. A lot of these states are broke and they don't want to spend more money than they need to. But if someone is at risk to the community and they've been charged with sexually assaulting people, perhaps some people shouldn't be removed or let go on bond, because guess what? He did it again.
So, with that in mind, Avery's arrested. He's taken to jail. And this surveillance video from inside the intake, transfer, and release facility near the jail is from a few days later. So it's April 17th. So this room is divided into 2 sections. There's a waiting area for women, and then there's another one for men. There's a desk at the dividing line where a deputy sits, supposed to be keeping an eye on things. It's almost 4 in the morning at this point, so a lot of the detainees are trying to sleep. Some are in street clothes, others are in orange jail jumpsuits, and a lot of them have huddled down inside their shirts to try to stay warm or to block out the lights. Some are spread out on the floor, and that includes our suspect, Avery. So Avery, as you see in this video, seems to get up off the floor, stretches, appears to wait for one of the deputies to leave the room. Then he sits down and slides out of view of the deputy, allegedly crawling and pushing himself back.
This shit here is crazy, bro. And then, like, don't you think that they got, like, they should have something here that they could fucking see the
around
surveillance?
the desk.
How the fuck you
He
let this
appears
shit
to
happen?
get away with this for a little over a minute as he pushes himself toward a woman in white who's trying to sleep on the floor of the woman's side of the room.
And then it's like, nigga, what are you looking at, bro? How do you not see this orange ass nigga
Then you have
crawling
other
over here,
cameras that
bro?
give us a view of Avery getting closer to the woman before he appears and allegedly starts to pull his pants down and expose himself. Now, there are other women sitting in the same area. One appears to be asleep on the floor, while the other is in a chair. It's unclear from the video if she says something to Avery, but he seems to put his finger to his lips in a be quiet gesture. Court documents say the woman said, "Hey, get off of her," and that's when Avery allegedly shushed her. And that is when the deputy looks up, realizes what's going on, realizes that Avery's on the wrong side of the room, and as soon as he's spotted, Avery appears to stand up, pulling up his pants as he walks away from the woman on the floor. According to court documents, he later admitted he planned to rape her. So the deputy pulls out restraints, has a conversation with Avery for a few seconds before more deputies show up, put the cuffs on him. Avery seems to resist a little bit as they take him to another part of the facility. So, Justin, I am made of questions. First question I have, why were no restraints put on him? Or is that not what happens in these kind of intake facilities?
Sometimes
bro, that's
they
what
happen.
I'm
It would be
wondering.
at discretion of the correctional officer. Clearly, there was a breakdown. Someone didn't think that it was necessary. So that's breakdown number one. We can go on and on. Two,
You didn't think it was necessary after he didn't try to already, like, fire motherfuckers, bro?
there aren't that many prisoners inside of that detention center,
Okay, talking about not that many. That's like 20 motherfuckers.
which tells me it shouldn't be that hard to oversee them. Three, you can look to the makeup, that you have male prisoners so close to female prisoners. That's fine if they're non-violent offenders. You'll see that in halfway houses across the country, male and female prisoners inside of the same institution, living 15, 20 feet from one another. But when you have alleged sex offenders so close to women, it's a problem. So I suspect they're going to go through protocols, look at all of these breakdowns, including holding correctional officers accountable. And there does have to be consequences for correctional officers here. Without consequences, Jesse, then it can just continue. It's going to happen again. Someone needs to be held to account. A woman suffered. They're supposed to be protected while inside of detention. And if anything, she's continued to be victimized. And I hope this person who's going to be in prison for quite some time gets some mental health training, some correctional.
I don't think that nigga is okay in the head, bro. I think bro is too far gone.
People are going to say, this can happen and this person doesn't get fired. I can do just about anything here.
As we're trying to sort out, like, who's at fault, you could say maybe it was the facility for not properly segregating these different people, and especially if you knew that Avery has this history. But I also want to question the deputy that's in that room. Now, you see Avery allegedly crawling under the desk. He later describes it as spider-like, acting like a spider.
The fuck?
Do you put any fault?
Nah, bro got something wrong with him. That nigga defined his fucking hell nah, bro. Put his ass under the jail, my nigga. These niggas need hell nah.
Who do you put on fault? Do you put any
That's
fault
crazy.
on the deputy? Who should we be thinking about is at fault here?
Everyone within that institution. Part of the only thing prisons care about are two things: keeping costs down and security of the institution, right? So responsibility rests with everyone who worked inside of that prison, from the top all the way down. Someone's going to get fired. There have to be
Shout out to old girl.
consequences here. This prisoner is
Telling bro to
clearly
get the fuck
mentally
off,
ill,
sure.
is unable to see right from wrong, and even in a confined setting looks to continue to victimize Hurt, as he said, was attempting to rape another woman. So responsibility rests with the institution. They know that, and they're fearing for their jobs, and more changes are going to be coming. I mean, this would be different if this was like 1,000
And
people.
bro did that shit right there too, bro. He don't give a fuck, gang. Y'all, what the fuck? Y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section, bro. This shit here is insane, bro. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all would do to this nigga if y'all was locked up with him. Anyways, it's your boy Nas and I'm out.